looking at the UK government's response to the COVID-19 crisis, what are your sort of thoughts and reflections?
I'm trying to think of the appropriate term. Hopefully despair is too strong, but certainly a profound sense of we didn't need to be here. I mean, as you say, over 150,000 people have died. That's 4 times as many people, 4 times as many civilians as died during the Second World War from bombings. It's one of the worst rates in the world. We've had 4.5 million cases, and I hope that we won't have another wave, but we can't be confident that this is at an end. And so the response has been dire. And when you are the worst in the world, you have to ask questions why. One could say and summarize, if you like, the UK response by saying it's been too little, too late. But I don't think that really captures it, because I think one of the problems we've had is we've never really had any sort of strategy for dealing with the pandemic. We've been reactive. We've run after infections rather than doing anything to get on top of them, doing anything to bring them down. And so as a result, what's happened is that infections have risen. The government has delayed taking any action, waited until it was far too late and they had to slam on the brakes, putting in extreme restrictions in place. And then during those restrictions, they didn't build up our defenses. They didn't build up the measures to stop infection, a decent test and trace system, support for people to self-isolate, ensuring spaces are safe and well ventilated, and so on. They just lifted the restrictions with the consequence that infections went up again. So we yo-yoed for a year in and out of infection. Now we have the vaccines. And of course, the vaccines are wonderful and nobody wants to take away from the achievement of those vaccines. But again, the government, rather than having a strategy, has just had, in a sense, it's been a one-trick pony. And the problem about the vaccines is without infection suppression, first of all, many people can get ill, can be hospitalized and can die. But as we're seeing at the moment, if you allow infections to run rampant, there is more chance for the virus to replicate, to mutate, to bring about new variants which undermine the vaccines. So we haven't had a strategy. Even now, we don't have a strategy. We just have vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. Completely agree with that, but it needs to be part of a broader strategy. We've never had that. And I think we've seen the consequences in the statistics that we've talked about. And as you say, it's important to make sure that people are very clear. These aren't statistics. They're human beings. They're families who've lost people.